So this nigga's tripping. Okay. And the way this nigga's tripping, I'm gonna put it like this. And thank God I have a white guy here, so there's a way where like what I'm saying, I'm not gonna look like a coon in a way because it's just okay. So there's this whole Supreme thing that happened, right? Y'all know Supreme, the brand, right? The hype beast, whatever, da Supreme. Y'all know that brand, right? The fashion brand, right? They're like urban streetwear, right? Is that what they're considered? Urban streetwear?
I guess so, yeah.
Is that what they're considered? But like they're like designer because they're a little bit expensive in a way. So they're like designer urban streetwear. You know what I mean? If you wear Supreme, a girl might supremely suck your dick. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so this one dude, Tremaine Emery, right? So he resigned from Supreme. And in my head, I'm like, this shouldn't really be a thing. But then I started seeing memes. And when you go on Twitter and you start seeing memes from an article, just know there's something humorous and funny there. However, it was supposed to be taken serious. You know what I mean? So, a man like Tremaine said that he resigned from Supreme. Now I got to put these glasses back on. Okay. So Tremaine says, and this is via his IG, Tremaine Emery IG. Okay. So the Tuesday after I resigned, James Jebbia, GE, two B's and the IA, that would be Jabaya, right? Or Jebbia. The second sentence. Would it be Jabaya or Jebbia?
I think it'll probably be Jebbia.
Jebbia, right?
Probably Jebbia.
Okay. Pulled up to my crib. See, it's a guy. It's a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I got to do a different accent. I can't do a British accent. The text above was sent by him after leaving my crib. And we talked about why I resigned. The head of HR was there and a woman from the VF was listening in on Zoom. James admitted he should have talked to me about canceling images from the Jaffa collab because one of the few black employees who ironically has quit Supreme before I did, partially because of his treatment due to systematic issues by the Supreme, his words, not mine, in the design studio, didn't think that we should be putting out this collab because of the depiction of black men. So he was trying to put up a collab with Supreme, and there's a depiction of black men that they weren't agreeing of, okay? So, depiction of black men being hung and freed slave, Gordon pictured with his whiplashes on his back. James agreed there should have been discourse about the project, with me being that I was creative director and I'm black. Ayo, before I even keep going in about on what he said, just because you're black does not mean that you need to make other people feel uncomfortable about some shit that happened in the past. Oh, that was a bar. That was a bar. But you get what I'm saying though, right? Just because you're black does not mean that you should be doing that in terms of like, it's Supreme. Supreme started as, if you look at the brand history, Supreme started as like a skateboarding thing. Tupac, what's up? You good? Tupac's looking for some bitches, yo. Anyways, so Supreme started as like a streetwear skaterboard brand, right? Correct or no?
Yeah, I think it was skate.
It was like so
like streetwear.
Your black ass is gonna come out of nowhere, right? I'm sorry to say it, but your black ass is gonna come out of nowhere and try to put freed slaves on their branding, and then when they question it, you're gonna be like they're racist. How the fuck does that work? Now, I know they had pieces where they were controversial and they used type of things, but Malcolm X is a pop culture type of thing now. if you put Malcolm X on a t-shirt, it's no longer like political. It's more like art. Like it's like fucking Martin Luther King. That, like, you know what I mean? Like they've been used so many times as pieces of art that you can make some type of art. Tuba, what are you doing? Come here. Stop playing with the door, please. I had a good point. Anyways, here he is. Here is this guy. Here he is. See him? There he is. The one, the only. Huh? Look at him. All right, go. Oh, you're gonna chill. So, when you are trying to pull some bullshit like that and try to create a campaign about free black slaves and all that type of shit, and if the director feels uncomfortable with that, he has every right to feel uncomfortable with that. There's so many times where, like, yo, I might get pissed when, let's say I'm at work and I'm done working and I start speaking a little bit freely and I might say nigga here and there, and there might be a couple white people that might be fucking uncomfortable with me saying nigga. Doesn't mean I'm being aggressive or anything. I'm just saying the word. I'm just using it the way we all use it, as niggas always do. You know what I'm saying? The way we use it. They might feel uncomfortable. I might get pissed that they might say something to my manager or something like that, saying that I'm using the word nigga and shit like that after work, whatever. But even though I get mad that they feel uncomfortable, they felt uncomfortable at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And I could see why they felt uncomfortable. You are fucking getting a picture of a slave after being whipped and his shit's healing and he's posing like this with his back up, and you want to put that on a fucking t-shirt. Of course they're gonna be like, sir, I know you're black and you're the creative director and all that shit, but like I don't think we should go in that direction. There's a different artistic direction that we can go in. It makes no sense. Anyways, so Supreme's statement in the BOF article is a lie to hide almost all white-owned corporations. I wanted to work with Supreme to change these things, and instead I told I was racially charged, emotional, and using the wrong forum to bring up systematic racism in a meeting when I was asked if we should work with black female artists, whilst the Jaffa project was secretly shut down without anyone talking to me. That's why I resigned. James agreed with all my points and said he's gonna change Supreme. He's got to stand on what he got. Yo, stop trying to make everything like this is what I feel like what happened. You got hired in Supreme because your very probably your artistic direction made sense, right? And they needed someone that was black that can give them a little bit of the woke artistic shit. You took it too far, nigga. That's literally what happened. You took it too far. We're not in that era anymore where it's like, okay, I understand, right? And I'm not cooning out or anything, but I get the whole point of like trying to prove a point where it's like, yo, let's create this campaign where niggas can understand, where people, we have this is platform, and I get this whole point, but sell fucking clothes, my nigga, and make them look good. And if they have a purpose, the clothes that actually sell, the clothes that actually make sense, and the clothes that actually set that what not that standard, but that what's the word called? That thing that you're trying to do. The goal that you're trying to put. I want people to understand the plight of black people in the past and da-da-da-da. There are so many subtle ways to do that within fashion and to explain that and to have a whole marketing campaign behind it where people can understand it, but it still looks proper. And people could still wear it without you being so fucking flagrant with it. Does that make sense? And I'm not even a fashion nigga, so like I'm just saying, like nigga, you're trying to throw up sleeves and all this other shit and trying to make it look like woe is me and type of shit. Niggas are gonna feel uncomfortable. It's like making Holocaust apparel, like, you know what, like it's gonna make people feel uncomfortable. Because you don't know what direction people are going to say. And especially since Supreme started as a skateboarder streetwear brand. They didn't start as a politically like, oh, like you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't start as that. So then to start doing, they did have controversial art pieces that they did, but it made sense. If you want to look up the Malcolm X piece they had, whatever else they had, it made sense. But now you're trying to make it like, you're trying to do too much, man. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, I understand the whole, like, you know, let's fight for our shit, but like, yo, nigga, you're doing too much. You're doing way too much. All right, so